Welcome back to The Audaci-Tea, the only podcast that will teach you what aqua tofana
is. I loved that episode. Yeah, if y'all haven't heard that episode, do go back. It's a good one.
And I'm joined here with Lisa. What's up, Lisa?
Hey, y'all. Hey, Sovereign. It's so good to see you. And we have an amazing show for y'all today, as always. I may be a little biased, though, because today we are talking about the girl's girl. And that is going to be a little bit of a nuanced topic, so buckle up. We are going to hopefully answer the question of why that term has gone from being a compliment to, I don't really know what it is now, to maybe like
anything
almost kind of, anything but, almost low-key an insult. Like, I'm excited to dig in because this happens too often. We have a hot tea time for y'all. We have some people to add to the wall of shame. The toast lady. We're going to talk about Thee Stallion's new single and how TV shows are now being written for people who are going to scroll their phone the whole time. So for me, I guess.
That's an awful idea.
Right.
But we'll get into it.
But we'll get into why that is. I love that. Okay. We have another therapy or the void for the B segment. And this one was voted on by our very own listeners. And we are going to decide which of the Friends cast is going into the therapy room or the void. Which I think will be fun. That option won out by quite a bit. I was hoping you guys would vote for Shrek. And I even wore my green sweater today just to not even get to talk about Shrek.
You've been wanting to talk about Shrek for a minute.
I really have. Maybe we'll do it as a special crumpet segment, but not today because our crumpet segment is going to be all about cheating and whether it is forgivable at all or if it is a fatal character flaw. And we have some Patreon shout outs to give today. We have a new TVIP, Julie.
Woo!
Yay. Welcome, Julie. It's so great to have y'all in the Audaci-Tea VIP Patreon. Please be sure that you join if you haven't yet, because you can get awesome perks like early access to every episode and the show notes. Those episodes are also ad-free for you to listen or view. And you do get the video episode. Then we also have the crumpets are included in that tier. Priority mailbag and topic submissions, voting power. Obviously, you guys can even outvote what we want to do on our own segments.
Right.
Definitely not salty about the Shrek thing or anything. You can also spill your own tea in the tea time segment with a voice note. And of course, you have access to a bunch of private chats, a private feminist community, women and women only in the VIP. So please join if you are so inclined. We also have the crumpets only available on our YouTube memberships. You don't get all of those same perks, but it is a little bit of a different price tier. So you just get the crumpets.
Crumpets is so much fun.
Yes, I love crumpets. I love doing crumpets with you because you just will get totally unhinged, and I love that. I'm so here for
Back
it.
At
you. Our last fuck, marry, kill was absolutely diabolical. I love those way too much.
I do too. Those are oh my God, they're the best.
It's just good, not clean fun. So yeah, that's patreon.com/AUDACITEA. All right, let's spill some tea. What do we want to get to first? I feel like the EBT lady should be first. We unfortunately can't really put this lady on full blast because she deleted the original video. Actually, do you want to set this up, Sovereign?
So this lady went viral, I guess about a week ago, and people are still dragging her for filth because she got on TikTok, what everybody likes to call Beyonce's internet, because that's what everybody keeps saying. How
dare she?
I know. to be condescending towards people who are complaining that the EBT SNAP benefits may possibly get cut off in November.
I think they said that's for sure happening.
Oh, it's for sure happening? Oh, see,
as far as we know, yeah. It's going to be really rough for a lot of people. So
it is. And it's not just going to affect people that get EBT. It's literally going to affect everybody. It's going to
The
affect the grocery
domino
stores.
effect, yeah.
It's going to affect the workers that work at those It's going to affect everything. That's the part people are missing. But anyway, she's on there eating a piece of toast and she's smacking like a horse, which was pissing me off. And she's like, for those of you who are complaining about not having your SNAP benefits, what did you do with October's benefits?
Should I play it?
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
Yeah.
All the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November, what did you do with October's food stamp money? What did you do? Did you stock up on pantry items and try to shop smartly? Or did you just go buy a bunch of processed garbage? By the way, you can thank the Democrats for the government being shut down and your benefits not coming through for November. Looks like you're going to be going to the food pantry for your Thanksgiving meal. I know a lot of food pantries hand out turkeys for Thanksgiving. All the sides and trimmings too. Lots of food pantries. You better figure it out. I'm sick of hearing you complain, honestly. You ever have this as a meal? I'm eating peanut butter and butter on toast. It's absolutely delicious. You should try it. And not for nothing, I saw this woman who said she was getting $1,100 a month in food stamps. Do you know how long I could make $1,100 in food stamps last in this house? There's two of us, but I do have my son over every once in a while, or my daughters over once in a while to eat. I feed them too, and we always got food in our house, no matter what. I would take a third job. I have 2 jobs. I would take a third job if I had to, just to make sure my kids ate. What are you doing for your kids besides coming on the internet and bitching that you don't have any money in your food stamps account?
Okay. So the reactions were very funny, but basically everybody was eating toast the same way she was with the smacking. And one of the funny ones was a guy was saying, for those of you who are complaining about high gas prices, what did you do with the last tank of gas that you put in your car? You know, so it was those reactions, like she was so out of touch. Now, these are the notes, according to TikTok, according to the people in the comments. This is what I've gathered. Okay. She lives with her grandmother. She doesn't even have her own house. So
Wow.
she was on food stamps herself. And apparently she lost custody of her kids. I don't know how long ago. I don't know how true that is. And of course, when you lose custody of kids, you're going to automatically lose those SNAP benefits as well. And so I think that's probably what's driving this. That's just me putting on my antennas, because it's like that message was so hateful and so out of touch. You know, like
Yeah.
and then she chose to eat while she's doing the video. It was just,
Peanut
it was so
butter
distasteful.
And butter too, like.
It was so distasteful. I was just like, okay, a few more notes. She allegedly lost her job, from what we're hearing. The company that she worked for, which was the mattress firm, I want to say they said New Jersey. I'm not sure. Her views don't align with their company. So they let her go, allegedly. Now she's unemployed. So now I'm wondering if she's going to go apply for SNAP benefits. When we talk about karma coming at you, I don't know if I've ever seen karma hit anybody that fast, but I'm just saying. Okay. So yeah, it sounds like she is upset, because if you got to really think about it, when people make videos like this, you have to, my brain automatically goes into what caused this. Like, why is this person making this video? And the first thought that came to my mind was she probably used to get food stamps and she doesn't anymore. And so she thinks if she can't have them, everybody, misery loves company. A lot of people want to see other people suffer.
Projection.
So when I was reading those comments in the comment section, I was like, okay, this sounds very close to what I was thinking. And I kind of believe that might be the case, because like, why else, if you're a really happy person, I just don't think you get on social media and like antagonize people in this kind of way, especially when it comes to needing to feed your kids, because the kids are going to suffer the most because of this. But the whole country is going to suffer. You got to think about how much money will be taken out of the entire economy because there is nobody spending money, So
it's insane. I don't know if you saw that video of the guy really breaking it down, where he was like, okay, even if you are such a ghoul, look, that's the only word I really have for people like that. But he's like, even if you don't care, like you have no empathy for people just not being able to eat, you should think about how that's going to impact everybody down the line. Like that domino effect is going to be crazy, because even if you're talking about local farmers and things like that, well, they accept food stamps at their stands. You know, when you go to farmers markets and stuff like that, some people on purpose have started, in order to support local farmers, driving there and like on purpose only getting their food at like these stands and stuff. So if they can't pay them, then the farmers are now, not only do they have like a bunch of produce that's just going to rot and go to waste, but now they also can't pay the repairman to repair, you know, one of their tractors, like, etc. And because when the repairman goes out of business, like all of this stuff is, we are all connected. So when you cheer for the suffering of like some people, you really are always by default cheering for the suffering of everybody, yourself included. And it's like, I love that karma kind of came full circle for this lady, because it's really, it's one of those rare internet moments where people really come together for good and kind of like, I don't know what they did, like dox her or like report her to her employer or whatever. But it's like, it can happen. You got to be careful.
Absolutely.
This shit can happen to you in the blink of an eye.
Facts.
And next thing you know, you're the one standing in line at the local food pantry. Because you decided to run your mouth on Beyonce and Blue Ivy's internet.
I love that
like
one.
At this point, it's crazy.
Think about all the people who get SNAP benefits, because people are trying to make it seem like it's just these single mothers out here. There are foster children that get EBT benefits. There are disabled veterans. There are the elderly who can't work anymore. So people in group homes who are developmentally disabled. All of these people get SNAP EBT. People, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you have to be the worst kind of person to cheer for this.
It's so many people that's going to go hungry, and, you know, y'all voted for this. So anyway, that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that, because it's like, yeah, they voted for this, but it affects everybody. That's the problem.
She's receiving so much hate because she put out the hate. That's why I don't have any empathy. Like you're getting all of this back. She's like deleting comments, deleting videos, turning her comments off now because she can't take the heat. You can put it out there, but you can't take it back. And so it's just, well, this is what happens when you treat people this way. Yeah, but you can't take it back. But that's all I have to say.
You better make sure you can take it. If you're ready to dish it out, then you better make sure you're ready for it to come back.
I just want to be the fly on the wall to see if she goes apply for SNAP.
I know. Imagine getting humbled so quickly like that.
But I want to say people were saying it was like the next day or the day after or something. It was like allegedly.
I think they call that poetic justice. I don't know. Again, hate to see it happen, but love to see it happen to someone who deserves it, honestly. Like,
absolutely. That's the key. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the new Megan Thee Stallion song. She recently came out with a single, I think, from her upcoming album. As we know, Megan has been very happily in a recent relationship with Klay Thompson of the NBA. Sorry, of the MNBA. I just want to make sure we don't get that confused with the WNBA. We're going to start calling them both what they are now. I just think that's so funny. Yeah, and people are mad about her song. And I
actually haven't heard the song yet. I'm trying to figure out which song.
Is that my man, my man, my man, my baby, my baby, my baby? That song?
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard
She's been kind of promoting it. And it's just like a fun little, it's like a little bop, I guess. So it's called Lover Girl.
Oh, it's a Total cover. Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a Megan classic, you know? Like right away when I heard it, I was like, okay, like it's just like a fun little, not every song has to be exactly what the audience expects.
Right.
And it's funny to me how we always understand this when it comes to like, I don't know, certain like white pop stars. Like we're always like, oh, you know, they're doing something new. That's so
versatile. Oh my God.
Yeah, so versatile. Exactly. But when it's one of those things where I just feel like people hate to see a Black woman period, doing anything. We go through this ringer all the time with Beyonce, all the time with Megan Thee Stallion, all the time with Sierra, absolutely anything. It's just like everybody now feels the need to comment. I'm also confused why everybody feels the need to comment. Like, I don't know. Listen to it if you like it. Don't listen to it if you don't. There's really nothing.
It's really simple
to pick apart in the song. Like, she's not doing any like dog whistles. She's not like insulting anybody low key. Like, she's literally talking about how she's a lover girl. She's happy to be in a relationship. You know, she's popping her stuff. Like, what's the problem? What she's always done. And
Megan Thee Stallion can literally make a song about how she's about to donate millions of dollars to cancer research, and people would find something wrong with it. So at the end of the day, it literally doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, people will, and people are just insanely jealous of that woman anyways. They're jealous of everything about her from her head to her toe, everything. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it is. Any Megan hate I hear, I just automatically write it off as, you know, people, because she doesn't do anything to
Thank you. She's one of those people
she's like
that just
unproblematic.
Triggers. Yes. She triggers people, I think, just by being authentic.
Yeah.
And she especially triggers people when she gets what she wants. Like,
Absolutely.
when she's like, you know, manifesting stuff and then it comes to her, like, people get mad. And I'm like, why are you mad?
Because they're not able to manifest anything.
Example. I know, but that's just,
But here's the thing. A lot of people, no matter how much they try to manifest, you'll never be Megan Thee Stallion, no matter what.
No, for sure. For sure. And that's the other thing. It's like people
and they know
just
it,
hate.
And they hate it.
It's almost like there's like an acceptable level of success for all women, but especially for Black women.
Yeah.
But once you like surpass it and you have like that little cherry on top, it's like, no. Not only are you the fucking baddest bitch on this earth,
Facts.
Not only are you at the top of your game, like successful, funny, pretty, all of these things, but now you're not just like the single, like hot girl, like whatever. You also have a man that worships the ground you walk on very clearly, is like giving you money, giving you gifts, taking you here, taking you there. You're on a yacht, like, and you're all like booed up now. Like, what doesn't she, you know what I mean? According to like our male gazy societal, you know, even like those patriarchal standards, it's like, what doesn't she have? And it's like nothing. And now people want to hate on her.
Oh, because
they don't like a song.
Don't forget, she's one of the only women in the industry who has a natural body, who didn't have any work done. Because people love saying, "Oh, she had work done," and I'm like, no, she had the same body when she was 14. I highly doubt she was getting surgery at 14.
Pics.
Stop.
Absolutely, she's been that. She
literally have been that. Literally.
She has been. And I know it makes people mad. And it just, whenever people, like, there's out here saying she has a Jezebel spirit. Like, we are coming full circle to, like, we're now, like, slut shaming women. We're sex shaming women.
I think if you don't have a Jezebel spirit, then you've wasted your life as a woman.
Exactly.
So,
Thank you.
You've literally wasted your life. Like, what?
I'm like, literally.
You're boring. You're a boring person 9 times out of 10. And no one wants to be around that.
And it's just like, pick a lane. Is she obsessed with her man, or does she have a Jezebel spirit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, pick a lane. It's just sad at this point. Like, people are just making shit up. Like, I don't know. I just think if you hate Megan Thee Stallion, it's kind of like the new if you hate Beyonce. Like, I don't trust you. You're not an ally to anybody. I don't like that. And you're a male-centered woman if you don't like them. So
I'll never forgive people for how they treated her with the Tory Lane. I say this all the time. I'll never, ever forgive people. Yeah. So people are just jealous. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. And our last bit of tea is that they are making TV shows for people who scroll on their phone the whole time that they're watching TV. So let's watch the clip and then we will talk about it.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's something called second screen viewing, right? So it's a directive that's being handed out by big studios to filmmakers.
Please, this sounds like what I'm really hoping it isn't.
It is exactly what you probably think it is.
This is something that stands up to...
Which means that you have to acknowledge that people are on their phones the whole time they're watching telly. So you have to simplify the plot so that they'll be able to follow along while they're browsing on their phone. So that's why you'll notice now in random, like in TV shows, even with good actors, they're saying really obvious things about what's happening. They're laying out the entire plot line, and all of their emotions and motivations. Like the language has become really bait and on the nose. And that's because they're being told, the writers, that they have to write in a way that someone can carry on with doom scrolling or shopping online while following it in the background. So nothing can be too complex. Nothing can be too high end. It has to be like we are purposefully dumbing down content, and that is leading to a less nuanced, less interesting, less thoughtful society.
Girl, that has got to be the dumbest shit I have ever fucking heard in my life. I can't think of anything worse. First of all, did you want to go first? I'm sorry.
No, no. Please.
Oh my God, that's burning me up inside. First of all, not everybody scrolls on their phone while they're watching something that they actually like. So if I'm watching a movie that I like, I'm not on my phone. My phone is on charge or in the other room or whatever. The only time I can see myself scrolling is if it's because it's something that's boring already, that I'm really not that interested in, or I've seen it a million times already, maybe. That's the only, and even then, like I told you how many times I watched Desperate Housewives from season 1 to 8, like in a row. Even though I have seen it 7 bazillion times, I still don't scroll on my phone while I'm watching it. Right. I'm engaged. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to dumb down these TV shows so much. People are already, they're not watching it like with full focus. It's just probably going to make people just not watch TV at all.
I was going to say, like, how is that not making the problem worse?
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to make it better.
They always do.
Because if I zoom into some bullshit, dumbed down version, I'm not going to want to watch the show. So now you're going to lose viewers because we're going to say this show is whack or this show is lame or I give it a 1.2 out of 5. Like, it's going to make it worse. If you're putting out shitty stuff to where people don't really want to pay attention, I don't know. I don't see how this is going to get better.
My conspiracy theory is that this is what they're doing to justify AI shows.
I agree.
They're basically going to inshitify the content so that you don't notice when it just becomes like made by AI entirely. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with that. And I don't know. I can't assume that the rest of society has my brain when it comes to this, even though they should. But anyways, now what I'm joking, but what I'm finna say is the moment I know something is AI, it automatically, like a movie or something like that, it automatically turns me off anyway. Remember when they had the writer's strike, the actor's strike and all that in Hollywood, and they were talking about how the actors were going to be replaced. They were going to use their image to make a movie instead of actually being able to, like Denzel Washington. You're not going to pay Denzel Washington to do The Equalizer 7. I'm just making up something. You're going to use an AI robot to do it or his image or whatever. And I'm like, I would never support that. I will hope nobody in the world fucking supports that. If they come out with an AI Denzel Washington for a movie, I'm not watching it. Like point blank, period. Doesn't it take away the whole art? Like, what is the point? And Denzel is a method actor. I love watching method actors. I love watching people who take their craft seriously, who are good at what they do. The moment they roll that out, I'm done. And I feel like that will kill the movie industry anyways. As I know I'm not the only person that would just be turned off by, once you find out something that's AI, it's like, this is not as funny as I thought it was now. You're just like, for sure. This is not as good as I don't know.
For sure.
I don't see that going well in the long run.
I hope you're right. I really do. I hope you're right. I have been disappointed with a lot of people, especially when it comes to like AI and art specifically. Yeah. Because it's like one thing to, I don't know, use AI to analyze like data or information or whatever, like the stuff that I feel like it's very well suited for.
I agree.
But it's another thing, like people have been complaining about their boomer and Gen X parents who, mind you, are themselves artists. Sitting there playing around with the AI all day, like creating stuff. And I'm like, if the artists themselves don't have like,
are you even an artist at that
for
point?
Their own art?
Yeah.
And people that can like, make AI images are now calling themselves AI artists. And it's like, oh my God, we are losing the plot.
Are you really an artist, or is
quickly.
AI doing the work for you at that point?
Well, not only that, AI is stealing a bunch of other people's work and using
those ideas to
whatever it is that you're asking it to make. So it's not your art. It's not real art by any means. It's basically like taking something and smushing it, together and calling it art. And it never really looks quite right. But I'm sure they'll like get it looking better. I'm sure that like the videos will start looking better. Like there's already been that improvement. People are already falling for, AI videos.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things that I'm like, I don't know, we'll see. Because the new generation could be very easily entertained by, like if you don't know what's real, like if you're just used to it.
Like I said before, AI is going to be the final nail in the humanity coffin anyways, in my personal opinion. So I mean, if this is what people want,
You're probably right.
No, because people are always talking about the birth rates declining, and they're talking about the population is going to end or whatever. Like we're doing it to ourselves at this point. So I mean, if y'all worried about women not procreating, keep on with this AI shit and watch that destroy humanity. But that's just my own personal opinion on that. That's my own theory. That's the final nail.
No,
there's nothing else that we can do, in my opinion. Everything we've been doing has been destroying the planet up until this point. This is just that, that's going to be the end of humanity. I don't know how long it's going to take, but that will be it. Save this video for the year like 3000 and whatever, because y'all are going to see I was right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's even unhinged news regarding that, but we might have to cover it next week because AI use is getting out of control. They're bringing it into certain governments even, but I'll tease that for next week. I just remembered about that. All right. Well, that was some hot tea. Please be sure that y'all stick around for the main segment on how the girl's girl has gone from a compliment to an insult. We're not sure. We're going to talk about it. So stick around. Welcome back, and let's talk about the girl's girl. What happened to her? She used to be... We used to talk about her all the time. This was such a beloved character,
We did.
I still remember like all the influencers making videos like of course have an extra tampon. I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah.
Of course I don't want your man. I'm a girl's girl. And it seemed like such a good moment in time. That kind of like, women were uniting over. We were just all having a moment. Recently, not only have I not heard that term, but I have heard it only like kind of as a shade, like as a insult, as not really as a compliment anymore. And I just want to dive in. I want to find out what happened, like the undoing of the girl's girl, the unpedestaling of the girl's girl. Because historically, the term girl's girl meant a woman who supports other women, is not, competitive with other women, values female friendship. This sounded like a very well-rounded person. This sounded like somebody that would, I don't know if you would agree with this, but somebody that probably decenters men, somebody that probably centers women, or at least themselves, somebody that's not like competing with other women over men or over who, is prettier or thinner or looks better or whatever. It's like, there's enough room for all of us. Why can't we all be a girl's girl?
Right. I agree.
It seems like it started out with good intentions too. Like we definitely had been coming out of the boss babe era where there was like a lot of competition and a lot of, anything that men can do, we can do better. And then there's that innate like, well, now you have to do it better than other women. And now, I don't know, it just almost became normalized to backstab other women just to get to the top. It became normalized to like, I could take your man if I want to. Oh, lucky for you, I don't want to. Just sort of like the female ego was like getting a little bit out of control, and the girl's girl was almost a little bit of an answer to that. And somewhere along the way, it just kind of, fell apart, because I always love, something that decenters the patriarchy, that sort of is like, okay, let's stop triangulating women. I don't remember who it was, but it might have been like one of the models at the time, but I still remember her doing an interview and somebody started a question with, well, don't you hate it when other women, and she cuts them off and she goes, no, I actually love that. I love it when other women do anything.
Right.
I don't know. And I just thought that was very iconic. That to me is giving girl vibes.
Yes.
Just refusing to bash on other women in public. And I don't know. It just seemed like it was such a trend in the community. Like, what do you think?
It was, and then it became performative. As like I was reading your notes, it absolutely became performative. And I would hear women say, I'm a girl's girl, who clearly was not a girl's girl. And so many women started saying that, they were claiming it, but they were not walking in that walk as actually being that. And so when you start seeing that, more and more women pretending to be girls, and then you're like, that was a bitch move you did. That was not being a girl's girl. Like you were the exact opposite of a girl's girl. Then it dumbed it down. It watered it down at that point. And so after a while, saying that just didn't hold the same weight. It was just like, what does that even mean? You were either called out for not being a girl's girl for real, or that how sometimes the terms will just get tired of hearing certain things. Like accountability. The word accountability, everybody and their grandmother is tired of hearing the word accountability on social media. So it was
nobody really knows what it means anymore.
No.
Oh, that's a good point. So it's one of those things where like nobody really knows what it means anymore to be a girl's girl.
Right.
Like we've kind of crossed that line into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can see it being used almost to, oh gosh, I'm about to use two of these terms together, but it's almost like being used to avoid accountability on the account of being a girl's girl, right? Like somebody's trying to say like, hey, you did this wasn't really cool.
Yep.
And the girl's girl in question is saying, no, I couldn't have possibly done that. I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah.
Me doing that wasn't anti-feminist or wasn't like anti-female community and empowerment. It was me being a girl's girl.
Yep.
And it's almost kind of like the boss babe thing where at first it kind of had these good, like better connotations where it's like, yeah, of course, don't we all want to be a boss babe? Somebody that has a job and has money and drives a nice car and can afford to buy a house and, is just a babe and a boss at the same time. Like what could go wrong?
Right.
And then it just has turned into a lot of the women that call themselves like girl boss and boss babe are actually trying to get you to join a multi-level marketing scheme.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, girl boss, what's up, babe?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever, thought about making money from home? Have you ever thought about becoming a self-made millionaire by selling these like multi-level marketing scheme products? Like, I don't know. And it's almost like the term girl's girl is kind of similar. It's like, well, are you a girl's girl? And it's like, well, what does that mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to know the person who's asking, like, aren't you a girl's girl? Like, well, what does that mean to you? And why has it, almost become this another quote unquote empowerment tool that actually seems to be working against us as women?
So on this dissenter men journey that a lot more women are jumping on, and every day there's more women that are like, I'm just dissentering men. As we fight the patriarchy, it's gonna look so many different ways. We're gonna go through so many phases before enough women get on board. So that's why you have the policing women with the makeup, and you have the, you're centering men if you're in a relationship. Like there's all of these different phases hopefully on our way to the end goal, which is bringing women together. Before we get there, it's going to be so many different women going through so many different phases at so many different times in their lives, different canon events, different ages, different experience, different whatever. And so I just kind of clump this in with the rest of the phases that women are going to have to go through before we get to the finish line, if we ever get to the finish line, which is more, there's always going to be pick-me's. There's always going to be women that don't know their own worth and that want to just, feed into the patriarchy. We don't need all women to get on board. It would be nice, but we just need a certain percentage of women to get on board in order for us to see any change in society.
Yeah, there's a tipping point.
There's a tipping point for sure. Reach. And we're just trying to get to that tipping point. And the women who want to, like I always say, offer themselves up for sacrifice, and they don't want to work with women, and they don't want to help women, and they want to see women as competition, that's on them. At the end of the day, you do you. But the rest of us that actually want to see women come together, the rest of us who don't see women as competition, I see women as like, can we be sisters? Can we be friends? Can we be girls together? That's how I look at women. But of course, there's always going to be women that they're like, I don't want to work. I'm not a feminist. Some women don't want to work. These women are lying to those women will always exist. And there's nothing we can do about that. We can only try to, I don't want to say recruit, but get more women on board. And the funny thing is, the way society is going, we don't really have to try that hard as far as trying to get more women to jump on board. A lot of them are just naturally doing that because they're seeing what's happening in society. They're seeing what's happening with women's rights and so on and so forth. So it's like, we just need to keep on trucking forward. And more women are jumping on the back of that truck as we roll down the street. More and more women are hopping on. Every woman won't hop on. And that's okay. But that's how I attribute this. We're just it's just another phase. And there's going to be another phase. And there's going to be another phase. And there's going to be a bunch of, it's like going down a street and you're going to hit potholes. You're going to see mountain lions. You're going to see, there's going to be a whole bunch of shit that you got to go through before you get to your destination. And, I just see pick-me women as like fodder, I would say. Unfortunately, they're going to.
It's just the tumbleweed that comes rolling across.
Exactly.
I'm not like other girls.
Oh, sorry. I'm not like other girls, and their voice is fading.
As
the tumbleweed is rolling.
I don't wear makeup.
Stop it. Yes.
I love to watch sports with the guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm low maintenance.
I'm submissive. Yeah. They're going to always be, you just got to keep moving past. Let the tumbleweed roll on by and just keep your eye on the prize as a woman. It's hard right now because a lot of women I was going to do a video about this earlier. The more women dissenter men, we talked about this before on the podcast. The more women dissenter men, the harder it is to find women. So like if you are dissenting men, it's going to be hard for you to find friends that are on the same type of time you're on. That's the difficult part, but just be patient. You're going to run into more women with your mindset. It might take a few years, but just be patient. Right now, we are in that phase where it's like, where are all the women who are not out here trying to, I guess, keep patriarchy alive? They're actively trying to keep patriarchy alive. Where are the women who are trying to fight patriarchy? Where they at? And they're hard to find. But we're out here. We know because we're on social media. We interact all the time. It's just hard finding people like where we live, I guess. Each person live in a different state or a different city, and it's hard.
We get a lot of questions about that too. I live in a place where this kind of thinking isn't popular, and it's like it will be eventually. And I'm sorry that that's the case right now, but eventually this is where we're heading towards. And I think everything that you said just now is an incredibly wise and gracious take, and is just exactly how we should sort of be looking at these things, because I think the good news overall is that we are constantly progressing as women. One thing that you can't say about women is that we're not at least trying. Because when you look at men, it's been the same song and dance for thousands of years. As far back as we can see, it's like they've had bro code, and that's that. And it is powerful, and it is, goes hand in hand with oppression and the patriarchy and all sorts of evil things. But on the other hand, there's women, and it does always seem like, oh, the women are not getting along again. Every couple of years, it's like we go through these rebuilding phases, like in sort of football terms. It's like a team can only be so good for so long before they will eventually, like, the players are not like jiving together as well.
Mhm.
Like you'll go through like enough changes to where it's like you're getting stronger, but then there's always that like down slope of you just hit a certain downward momentum and you're actually more like deconstructing and then rebuilding. And I feel like with women, it's like we're kind of lucky enough to have that.
I agree.
You know, we've gone through so many different iterations of this, like the not like other girls girl, the cool girl, the girls girl. And it's like, okay, well, we just keep pushing forward. We keep refining the term, right? We keep figuring out what it really means for us to look like a unified movement that actually has solidarity, that actually agrees on anything. And just the only tricky part about it is that I think these phrases oftentimes represent an aspect of like choice feminism. And the choice is feminism or the patriarchy. That's the choice. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, don't you believe in a woman's choice? And it's like, well, yes, of course. But the choice that women are choosing between, oftentimes when we're criticizing women's choice, it's like the choice to do something that supports the patriarchy or the choice to do the hard thing, but that is also the right thing. And that's where we get stuck because unfortunately, supporting the patriarchy, approximating yourself to the patriarchy usually has short-term and kind of instantaneous benefits. This is why a lot of women in their 20s will spend their 20s figuring out how do they fit into the patriarchy.
Yep.
And the women that end up on the other side of it are the ones that have figured out there's actually no room for women in the patriarchy at all.
Nope.
Like even if it seems like you're supporting the patriarchy, even if it seems like it's giving you benefits, it's still not the place for a woman. Like you're actually being, sorry about the term, but kind of like milked for, for benefits towards the patriarchy. Like the kickbacks you're receiving are very small, but you are being used to promote, something very big. So
yeah,
it feels like one of those things.
The way men triangulate women, they're always triangulating the young with the old, the pretty with the ugly, the skinny with the fat. And I don't want to call anybody ugly, but you know what I mean. The skinny with the overweight. Like everything. With every type of woman, there's always an opposite of that, and they're always going to use those triangulations again. And so it doesn't matter.
Divide and conquer. It's the oldest strategy in the book.
It really
Divide and conquer. A house divided will always fall.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter where you fall, which side of the fence you fall on as a woman. Men will always use you to make the patriarchy stronger. As Lisa loves to say, you are just firewood that they use to build up the patriarchy. And you're literally going to burn in the process. They will use you as firewood. Like literally, I want you to close your eyes and think about they're propping you up and they're giving you all these compliments and you think you have a place on that camping trip. And you have a place, all right. You're going to be the firewood. You're not going to be in the boys club.
It's so true.
They're literally just using you. And, women always have these canon events and they find out the hard way. And I know what I try to do on my platform and what a lot of us try to do is prevent that from happening by showing you the roadmap ahead of time because we already know where you're headed. There is no VIP in the patriarchy for women. Point blank, period. Men will always choose themselves. They are always going to choose each other. They will support abusers. They will support unalivers. They will say, well, what did she do to make him, shoot her in the head 12 times? What did she do? Like, they will always make excuses. Many of them will make excuses for pedophiles. Like, they will always choose each other because that's bro code. No matter what. I can't believe a lot of women still haven't figured this out yet. Especially women who are out of their 20s. We sit there arguing in the comment sections with women that are like 30 and 40 and plus. And I'm just like, you still haven't figured this out yet? Are you kidding me?
It's sad. Yeah. It's like, what will it take for you to open your eyes and see? And for some women,
canon event.
Yeah. For some women, I mean, they go through canon event after canon event and they still don't figure it out.
And they still don't get it.
Yeah. It's very it just makes me think of like the parables that Jesus used to tell. And I've been thinking about this stuff because we're probably going to do a little religious deconstruction episode coming up here soon.
I would love that.
I'm very excited you were on board for that. But it just makes me think of the whole the guy who sowed his seeds, and some of them fell into like good soil, and some of them fell onto the roadside, and some of them fell into the rocks. And it's like, it's kind of like
Yeah.
that, And
Yeah.
I love that you talk about the stages of like going through the feminist like awakening. And I just think of women who, give up too soon. They're like, no, this is too much. Like, they're like, some of this stuff is right, but I still think that men should be leaders, and I still think like they don't really get to like that anger phase of it. Like they just stay in the denial phase. Some women will make it to the anger phase and stay there a while, and they're like, if you even talk to other men, then you're a traitor to other women.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
And that's fine. I understand the anger. We validate that. We are here for you. But it's
I'm not here for that. No, you're not.
I'm here.
Listen,
I'm here
I know
for
what you're
everyone,
saying.
but you're not gonna get like, but then they get mad at like other women, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny because it's always like this, it's circular logic, right? Because it's like you hate men so much, you end up also hating most women. It's like, that's not the place we're trying to get to.
It's not. It
really
defeats the
not.
purpose.
But hey, like I say, you get to the other side of it, and you become big enough to hold kind of everybody. Like I get it. I get the like pure unbridled anger, and I understand that I may not necessarily gone through that stage with as much intensity because of my experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about women have had really dark, diabolical, demonic, I would say, experiences with men. And I'm not even talking about the whole like he cheated on me a bunch. I'm talking like, my dad did horrible stuff to me when I was a little girl.
Right.
I'm like, okay, that's where I get it. It's like, you may never want to speak to a man ever again for the rest of your life. And
you have the right.
Actually, that's valid. For some women, that's absolutely valid.
Yeah.
Some women stay in the depression phase, and it's just giving me like kind of stages of grief, right?
And I think it's healthy to go through all 5 stages, but some people don't. Some people just go through 1 or 2 and they get stuck in the second, whichever one it is, because there's no specific order a lot of the times.
No, yeah, absolutely.
And they just get stuck. I always think when women get mad at other women for still dealing with men, I understand that. I think I understand only to a certain degree, though, like how women are dealing with other men. So like, I wouldn't be upset at a sure 7, but I probably would be irritated with that Wiz Liz. What was her name?
Wizard Liz.
Yeah, whatever happened to her. Anyway, I can see being upset with somebody like that, but then sure 7 is like, I don't give a damn one way or the other. I'm just here to collect my money. You know what I'm saying? So I understand both sides of that, but I think women who get really upset, like the one girl that was in our comment sections that went away, that I'm not going to say her name for a while. When they're that angry, I think it is because they've gotten to whatever level, wherever phase they're in, they've gotten there, and they don't know how to process being there yet. Sometimes they never learn it, but I think eventually they come around. They learn how to process that, and then the anger might subside. But I kind of see it as like when a person learns something new or figure something out and they push that on other people. It's almost like if a person decides to be a vegan, now all of a sudden your family and everybody who's still eating meat are some of the most disgusting people, and you guys are you're gonna end up with heart disease, and and they just start judging everybody because they decided to stop eating animal products. It's almost like that. You learn something new and you want to share it with people. I get that. But it's just best to just let people come to you and kind of figure out, but the anger, I think the anger is them not being able to process their new awakening yet.
Yeah.
They haven't processed through it.
Yes.
So that's why I don't take offense to it. I'm just like, she's just not, this is where she's at in her life. Like this is where you
absolutely.
are. And I respect that. But I just don't like if it's going to, like you said, turn you into hating women now because a woman is married. Or because a woman chose to have kids in 2025, which I totally agree. I understand. I get it. But I'm not going to turn against women.
Confused about it.
But being angry
about it
to the
like,
point
what is
where
that accomplishing?
It accomplished absolutely nothing. I'll tell you what it accomplished.
That's my question.
It accomplishes keeping women divided.
Exactly. It accomplishes the motives of the patriarchy. Yep. So now who really won? Who really won?
The men always win.
That's my only question. Yeah, it's like they're always so successful at triangulating us, and when they're not doing that, we're good at it. Mm-hmm. Like we're all of a sudden like, well, you're not part of the movement, etc. So that's really like what we're trying not to do with the girl thing, and it's just very telling how these terms always become run into the ground like this. It's almost like this is why we cannot have nice things, because there's somewhere out there will be some woman who is like, no, but that couldn't have been me because I'm a girl's girl. And oh, well, I actually said that because I'm such a girl's girl. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like reminds me of church. And when people are like, oh, well, I was just praying for you. I'm going to pray for you. Like it's giving that same thing. It's like, I'm better than you. Right. But also I can do whatever I want because I have this umbrella, like, oh, well, I just said that as a prayer request. I just told your business as a prayer request, or I was just concerned for you.
You would get clean, cuss the fuck out. At this point in my life, if you come up to me and tell me you're praying for me, I'm just going to look at you like you got two heads. Praying to who exactly?
Right.
I don't even like, what? It's so insulting because people really do say that and they're being condescending. Like, especially when I tell people I don't want to have kids, I'm going to pray for you. Pray for me. Why? Like, right. I'm not infertile. I'm not telling you that I need prayer because I've been trying for years to have a baby. And I just, so what do you like? This is not a sad occasion. Like you should be, you should be glad that I know my limits.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, what are you praying for? I'm lost.
Yeah. I'm fascinated with our ability to like find all of these new ways to project our own beliefs onto other people when they're really not, it's not necessary. All of this is like, I feel like we're finding like the common denominator here really is it's basically almost like a wolf in sheep's clothing type of thing. Like that's what we're really trying to eradicate is women who are like, I'm a girl's girl, so I just thought I would tell you that when you say this, it's actually, like, I don't know, like they're all of a sudden it's like becomes a tool of policing. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, that's why we say it's a wolf in sheep's clothing, because all of a sudden women are policing each other. Well, it's like, well, are you a girl's girl or not?
Because to be a true girl's girl is to live and let live. Truly. Even if you disagree with a woman's choice of clothing, or if you disagree with the men she dates or whatever, you have every right to disagree with it. But at the end of the day, that's still a grown ass woman. So leave her alone and let her figure it out. I'm really big on letting women do what they want. I don't have a problem with the way women dress. I don't care about the blue hair or these awkward colored hair, wigs, green hair. If that's what she felt like wearing today, then like so be it. But women the tattoos, that was another thing. I was watching Queen Sarah. Shout out to Queen Sarah. Oh my God. I love her lives. Oh my goodness. But she was talking about how, she was feeling in the dumps one day and she just got up and did her makeup and it made her feel better. But it was colors, and people get real triggered by colored eyeshadow. And they do. And I thought about it, like they really do, because they think it's trashy instead of like plain earth tone colors. That's kind of boring for some people, right? And it just got me to thinking, like, people really do get triggered when you step outside the box. Like, they just get triggered for no reason. And my thing is, I'm not really a big fan of colored hair for the most part, but then I see Megan Thee Stallion rock pink hair and purple hair, and I was like, oh, that shit look dope as fuck. Like, whatever, but I'm not going to tell women not to do it is the point. Like, I don't care what you do. I want women to express themselves however you want. If you want to dress like a slut, quote unquote, I'm only using that word for context, do it. Because I will. My 20s? Oh, girl, please.
Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
So when I see younger women out there twerking or whatever, I don't get mad. I was there. I know how they're literally having fun. And when they're my age, they're going to hear those same songs they were dancing to, and they're going to have nostalgia. And they're going to be like, oh my God, we had a time back in, you know what I mean? That's how it goes. But women a lot of women just don't want to let young girls or older women or whatever be. I remember real quick, someone was telling me I'm too goofy for my age. And I was like, so wait, am I supposed to lose my sense of humor just because I'm getting older? Like, I'm lost. I don't understand. I'm just
Now
like,
you're
I'm
supposed to be
silly as hell and I will be silly
serious.
all my life.
Mhm.
You know, so that's the type of policing that I'm talking about. Like, let's just let people do them at the end of the day. If you don't like people, then just don't tune into their content or don't hang around them at the family functions or whatever. Just, you know, leave people alone. But women, we have got to stop policing each other. When it comes to, can we police each other when it comes to like important things that actually matter, things that's gonna like move us forward? But all this little rah-rah, you know, nothing, it means nothing. Like this stuff that we can't be true feminists if we're wearing makeup, for an example, because I get that a lot. You're wearing makeup?
Yeah.
You're not a feminist. You know, you're supposed to be like...
And I'm like, it's so funny because I've been around long enough that only men used to say that to me. And I've only been around for a couple of years. And it's so funny because I'm like, it's those of us with pattern recognition, we've been ringing these alarm bells. We've literally been saying like, hey, the policing of women on a major scale is coming.
Yep.
I used to never get comments from women about, but you're married, but how can you still be a feminist? But you're wearing makeup. How can you still be a feminist? Oh, but you... I don't even know what other things,
know,
but like there's a litany, there's a million of other things. Oh, but you support Beyonce. Well, she's a billionaire. Like, it's crazy because it used to be, you can just tell we're heading in the wrong direction because anytime there's the policing of women, you have to think of the patriarchy. You have to think of the witch trials, and you have to know that women participated in those. Like women would be saying she's a witch about other women because it means we are at each other's throats because the patriarchy's boot is on our throat.
I call that treason.
Harder.
That's a form of treason to me.
Absolutely. And this is not the time to be policing anybody, any other women for really anything that they're doing, unless the issue is like not woman related. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like there's rightful criticism sometimes of other women when they don't have anything to do with like being a woman, if that makes sense. Like
Absolutely.
if it, you know, if it's like, oh, this something you said was racist, or it's like, you know, you're not supporting the right causes is one thing. But to be like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion has a Jezebel spirit is crazy right now. That should not be coming out of anybody's mouth who claims to be like progressive, who claims to have liked Megan Thee Stallion at any point. Like, you cannot be saying those things. Megan Thee Stallion is probably the best example of a girl's girl that I can think of.
I actually agree with that.
Off the top of my head. I mean, especially her appearance this year on like Love Island, the way that she handled that, the way she was talking to all the girls, like it really is that girl in all well-rounded, you know, like she feels no competition with other women. She's confident enough to be like, it's not even,
that's the key.
First of all, not even a question. There is no competition. It would be crazy to be Megan Thee Stallion knowing you're literally in a league all of your own.
Absolutely.
Like, it's all good.
Absolutely.
But just the fact that she knows that, the fact that, because so many beautiful women have truly succumbed to insecurity. And I really think that's kind of like, there's something there about the girl's girl, is it's almost like you're almost there, but you're just still a little insecure. You're still want to be like, yeah, but if you were a girl's girl, would you really show up around me and my man dressed like
my
that,
God, please.
wearing makeup like that? You're not a girl's girl because you showed up around my man.
No, you're not a girl's girl because you're sitting up worrying about that in the first place.
You're not a girl's girl because your man doesn't like you and you can't tell. You're not a girl's girl. The girl's girl you have to be first and foremost is to yourself. And so when you're so when you're sitting there next to a man that you are knowing, like, it's, you know what I mean? Like the Holy Spirit, and I say this non-religiously,
I know.
but like your intuition, okay? Your intuition, the proverbial Holy Spirit or whatever, is telling you you're not safe. Your man will look at this other girl and will feel some type of way or will try to, and you're blaming her.
Literally. That's why I oh, this is a whole other topic. I'm gonna just say this. Women have to work on their confidence. Because I feel like your confidence level is going to be the key, the magic key that leads you to being a true girl's girl. That leads you out of needing male validation, all of that, your confidence. Because a lot of women have a lot of what they call faux confident, like fake confidence. It's not real. And it comes out quickly when you're afraid of some woman wearing a certain outfit and makeup around your man. I'm not trying to be funny, but like that, it comes out, it shows your confidence is, based on whatever other, it's not real. It's not rooted in anything real. And I'm not saying that you're never supposed to get, am I saying that? Because I don't feel like you should ever get offended by what some other woman chose to wear and she came around your man.
No.
Like, I don't think you should have, like, there's like,
I don't care if she showed up with
naked.
Like pasties and a thong. Yeah, naked.
It's
like whatever.
At the end of the day, if your man is gonna look at her, he's gonna look at her. If your man is gonna try to sneak and get her phone number, he's gonna sneak and get her phone. Like, it's not, if anything, they're doing you a favor. I would want to know very early into my relationship.
If it can happen like that.
Yeah, it was gonna happen anyway. So why are you like...
That's what I'm saying.
That confidence.
You don't want to be kept, don't keep him.
That confidence, it comes from being confident. When you're confident in yourself, you're not going to care about this stuff. Like, I literally I don't even know how to explain it. You just don't, especially as you get older. If you get older and you're growing as a person, you're not, because some people just get older and that's it. They don't actually grow. They don't evolve. They have the same brain that they had when they were 25 and they're like 50. But at the end of the day, I want women to work on their confidence. That's where because everything that women do, all the ways we bicker with each other and judge each other, is rooted in male-centeredness at the end of the day, and lack of confidence. Because if you were confident in yourself for real, none of this shit will bother you. You would just be like, well, that's what she chose to wear, or that's what she did, whatever it is. She want to get 50 tattoos. That's her bit. Like, why would you care about that?
Because at the end of the day, why is your lustful man another woman's problem? Like,
exactly.
Or your problem. Like, listen, if that's your man, that's your man. You want to, stand beside him, whatever. I can't really help you there. But when you're going to go around being like, oh, well, she's not a girl's girl because she came around my man dressed like that, that's not your man.
Especially if this is what I had on all day, for an example. This was my outfit. This was today's outfit. And so now and when I was younger, and I think I talked about this before, when I was younger, we was around those, don't wear that around my man, people in my family, all throughout my family. And so my mom used to always say, when you go around people's houses or whatever, they got husbands, just make sure you cover yourself up. And I did that. I did that for a while. Once I hit my 20s, I said, fuck you and your man. This is what the fuck I wore today. This is my today's outfit. I'm not changing nothing. If you don't want me to come over, I ain't got to come over. I ain't tripping. And I'm not trying to be funny, but you can't dummy yourself down for people. I went through that phase. I'm not doing it anymore. I got out of that phase very young. For the
record, it kind of makes sense for your mom to say that to you because she was probably trying to protect you.
Yeah, from
predatory men.
She was.
But, and I like that you kind of, waited until you were. Yeah, I'm sure. And it's like, our moms also had, we have to remember it's their first time here too. They're learning everything for the first time. So it's a lot of people's moms say that for your own protection. But yeah, once you're in your 20s and you're sort of responsible for yourself and you're like, I'm not putting myself in a dangerous situation here where like I'm a child and this person's an adult, but this is like people my age and it's just a woman my age and her man, and I'm going to be expected to police myself around like what I wear is crazy. Like if your man cannot handle a bad bitch, like first of all,
it's not even that the man can't handle it. The man likes it. The problem is the woman. Even if a man says she needs to put some clothes on, he's only saying that because he doesn't want to be tempted. That's why he's saying it. I'm just saying in general. Like most men are not, like, unless he's gay, obviously, but men are attracted to women. Straight men are attracted to women. At the end of the day, if you have a nice body, if you're pretty, whatever, they're gonna see it. And it's okay for your man to acknowledge a beautiful woman. As long as he's not being disrespectful about it, I don't see what the problem is. You're not the only beautiful one. Like, the world is filled with beautiful women. Like, every other woman is a beautiful one. Like,
yeah. And it's like, I don't know, the same way that like straight women can like acknowledge a beautiful man, like that's one thing. But usually the difference between most women and most men is the priority level of you know what I mean? Like getting laid. Like when it's all you think about as a man,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Then yes, you're going to be like, that's what I'm saying. Like lustful men, like don't make your lustful man who literally has no ambitions other than like, she's hot and, you know, I want to like sample all these women. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what goes on in their head to make them like this, but they just have no other ambitions. They're not really thinking about anything else. They're thinking about how many women they can F and like how much of a man that makes them. Well, it's like, don't make that another woman's problem. Like you are not choosing the best type of man for yourself. Number one.
Facts.
Number two is you're making that another woman's problem. And that's not fair because women are out here all the time. Straight women, we see beautiful men all the time. And it's, why is it not a problem? Because I got like a million other fucking things to think about.
I swear.
Okay. It's like,
oh my God.
let me just, you know.
Yeah. I acknowledge beautiful men. I acknowledge beautiful women on a regular basis. I'm like,
you know,
she's beautiful, or I like her hair, or I like her outfit, or what. It's like, who get like, I don't know. I can't relate. And I also I just can't relate. I'm sorry.
It's really this is another way. That's that triangulation, and this is what men do. Is they know they can sort of control you like that with their wandering eye.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. If you know a man has a wandering eye and that bothers you, he shouldn't be your boyfriend anyway. You can pick up on this kind of stuff when you're dating them during the dating phase. All you gotta do is just low key pay attention. It's his eyes always like, and you know, and a lot of them can't help it. And so, especially when you're in the dating courting phase, because they don't really feel obligated to you at that moment. So they're going to do those things because you're not my girlfriend. I can do what I want to do. But that's when you pick up on this stuff. And when, you know, if I see a man and he's disrespectfully, because it's one thing to look and acknowledge. It's another thing to like literally forget that you're there. And,
oh my gosh,
you know, he's gawking at like, so if he's doing that, he should never become your man anyway. Like,
no,
go by how you feel. If you don't like that feeling, he's not the man for you. It's really simple.
Here's another surefire way to tell is if you would be mad at another woman for showing up dressed a certain way. Like
that's number one, actually.
That just is what it is.
If you're feeling if you feel like that woman who owes you nothing is being disrespectful because she has on a mini skirt or showing too much cleavage or whatever, that's your sign right there. Like what the like. But that's what I'm saying. If you're confident in yourself, you're not going to care if that man is looking at other women or not. You'll just kick him to the curb. Like, oh, I'm not going to deal with that. That's very disrespectful. And
that's a decentering man.
Yes, your confidence will it will allow you to be able to move on pretty easily.
You're the center. Yes. Nothing gets past you, you know?
Literally.
When you really are the center of your own life, you're the center of you go by your own intuition and you are like, no, I'm going to get what I want. And here's my goals, you know, these are my goals. You're not going to compromise. And you're, you know, the whole girl, like crab in a bucket situation is I'm compromising. So I need you. It's a projection of your own compromise, right? I'm compromising on this man. So I need you to help me. And it's like, no, women can help each other for sure. You know, women helping women, like that's all one thing. But again, when you get men involved in that, and then you're like, okay, here's what my man cannot handle. You know, you need to cover up your cleavage. No, I'm not helping you. That's not me helping you would actually be showing up with my titties out so that your man will like take the trash, like so that the trash will take itself out.
Facts.
Because that would be me really helping you. Me helping you compromise to keep a stupid man in your life is like, that's not me helping. That's not women helping women, right?
It's not. Oh my God,
women
I'm
helping
so glad
women
you said
is
that.
Like helping, you know, somebody that didn't know any better, somebody that who's, you know, wasn't taught certain things growing up, somebody who saw certain things growing up, maybe get out of an abusive situation, right? And even that is still like, you have to be sure that you can do it safely. You have to be sure, like, it gets so hard when men are involved to really be a quote unquote girl's girl. Like girl's girl is things that you do, I think, in a vacuum where men don't exist. Like I don't know, maybe I'm just like pontificating here, but it's almost like, take the man out of the situation. Would this still be a problem?
9 times out of 10, it most likely won't be.
I would say 99 out of 100 times. Because
there will be no reason to like bicker with each other. There's no reason to be in competition with each other. Because who are you competing for? Like the man is not. There is no man in the equation. Like what's
I think the thing that women realize, like that's why the decentering men conversation is so important, is because once you take them out of the equation, you understand that there's actually only abundance in the world. Like more bad bitches in the world, it has never hurt anybody.
I swear.
And bad bitch, and when I say bad bitch, I really mean like the attitude. Like I'm not talking the style of makeup, hair, body type. Not, a bad bitch is a bad bitch. You can tell her. There's bad bitches that are 89 years old.
Oh my God.
Right? There's so
They're
many
all
of
over
them.
TikTok.
All over TikTok, and we love it. We're so here for it. There's bad bitches that don't like men, even sexually. So like you can be a bad bitch in any sense of the word. It's an attitude. It's a lifestyle.
It is.
It's really not anything that should ever be triangulated with like the male gaze, because that is how we lose. That's how we lose everything. Because when you take men out of the equation, you start to understand that it's oftentimes the male gaze that brings the lack into it, because all of a sudden you're like, who's he gonna look at, me or her?
Right.
If there's no man there, there's just two bad bitches looking at each other,
helping each other. Because at the end of the day, it's always going to be a woman that shows up for you 9.9 times out of 10, no matter what. There's going to be women. It just reminded me of the stat when I was in Yellow's live earlier about the food stamp recipients. And they were saying, what percentage was, oh God, I forgot the percentage of married couples that were, getting SNAP benefits or whatever. And I'm like, even in that situation, some of these women they have men in their lives, and the men are still not even providing. That was just one example. So it's like, or just like when we were talking about the amount of wives that ask their women friends for money because their husband is very selfish and he doesn't want to spend money, or he doesn't care about her bill being getting ready to cut off or whatever. And so it's like, even in situations where you have a so-called provider, you're still going to end up relying on women. When are we going to realize that women are the backbone of this country, the backbone of the household, the backbone? Women. When you take your kids to daycare, are there going to be a group of men in there watching her, or is it a bunch of women that's going to be looking after your kids? The nannies, the babysitters, the friend who comes and pick you up on the side of the highway in the middle of the night because your car got, it's always not. It's going to be a woman, and when it's a man, he has ulterior motives 9 times out of 10. He's going to want something in return, and a woman would do it just because she's a girl's girl.
It's the right thing to do.
Just because she likes you.
Yes.
Just because she wants you to be safe, she cares about you. That's it. When women take each other out to dinner for your birthday, they're just taking you out because they're your friend. You take one of these guys off that you guys are meeting on dating apps, and they're like, "Oh, well, I bought you a $30 dinner. You're supposed to take me back home and suck my." You know what I mean? It's like, what? But if it's a woman, she wants nothing. She's your friend. I just want women to stick together. Oh my God, please.
Yes. This whole thing reminds me of like, when you're watching a movie and the main character doesn't know they're the main character, and they're just giving their power away because they don't know that they have power. And this is it with women. This is what it is. It's like, we are really only getting in our own way, but it's not. And I just want to say that it's not like I'm blaming women for this. It really isn't. This is the effects of the patriarchy, because the choice is, do you approximate yourself to power or to solidarity? And solidarity can be very hard to choose when there's a lack of resources, which is something that men have created. But it's like, women just don't realize that it's literally that part of the movie where just the main character does not know that they're the main character. They think that they need all of these things,
so perfect.
And they're like relying on, the bad guy, and they don't realize that the bad guy is the bad guy. And it's like something is going to have to happen to make them realize that like, it's always been you. Like, it's always been you. You've always been enough. There is no competition other than what you're like imagining, other than what the bad guys want you to believe. And it's always been about unity, and it's always been about knowing yourself and like having that self-confidence to be like, the thing that you're trying to sell me is not something that I'm missing.
Absolutely.
That's what the world, you know,
Ooh,
like the patriarchy in
bars.
the world is just trying to sell you all of these things. And you're like,
I
you
don't
have
need-
to
I don't
stop
need
and
it.
think. Yeah, like, do you really need it? Do you really?
Do I need to have kids? No. Even though society keeps trying to push motherhood on me, I don't need to have kids. Kids are great, but do I need to own one 24/7? No, I don't. And that's okay. And if you do, that's also okay. That's okay. But you have to figure out what you want. But that just begs the question, do we reclaim the meaning of girls, girl, or do we retire it and just come up with a new phrase? Or do we have to come up with a new phrase? Because being a girl's girl is all about how you show up for each other. Like, you don't have to put a label on it. What you think?
It's almost like the whole question of like, can men be feminist? Like, I don't know, can you?
Yeah, I know.
Like, can you? Why are we fighting about the label, the term, the whatever? Can you actually do it?
Right.
So I think I agree. I kind of would be more on the side of like retiring it, because it's almost like even the word feminist for women right now is like kind of controversial.
Yeah.
You're not feminist if you do this, this, and this. And it's like, we're going to get to a point where it's like, you're not feminist unless you are Amish and you
I know,
don't,
right?
like, you know what I mean? You've never used a drop of hair dye. You've never
Right.
used a drop
Oh
of
my
makeup.
God.
You've never driven a car. It's like, it gets to a point, guys. It really gets to a point where it becomes a purity test rather than a cohesive movement that has not just solidarity, but nuance and what's the word I'm looking for? Actual diversity.
Right.
Right? It's like we can't all be like-minded, and that's the beauty of it. Again, this being all like-minded, that's man speak. That's fascism speak. We can't all be on the exact same page, and that's good. Like, we should have diversity in the movement because everybody's situation is different. Everybody's perspective is different.
That's what makes it beautiful.
That's what makes it beautiful. And so that's what being a girl's girl, if you really want to be a girl's girl, then that's what you have to be. You have to be a girl's girl to yourself first and like really check yourself on that. Thank you.
I love when you said that. Oh my God. Love yourself first. Be kind to you first. And once you know what it's like to be kind to you, then you can be kind to others.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, hopefully we are all girls now after that conversation. Hopefully that kind of clears it up. Please, as always, let us know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And we will be right back with our B segment, finally a returning B segment that is called Therapy or the Void. And we're going to judge the cast of the of the famous TV show called Friends.
Oh.
All right, welcome back to Therapy or the Void, one of our brand new B segments that we have now given our VIPs the voting power on. So the choices this week were, I know one of them was Shrek. That did not win.
She hasn't gotten over that yet.
I will never. I don't think I ever will. All right. Shrek, 10 Things I Hate About You, because I know you love that movie. And then there was Friends. And then I said, write your own in the comments. And none of those really got a whole lot of upvotes, except for He's Just Not That Into You. Have you seen?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll do it next time.
Okay.
So He's Just Not That Into You. That's a great movie to do a Therapy in the Void with. We'll definitely add that to the list.
Okay.
But today we are doing the winner of this week's poll, which was Friends. And there's quite the cast to cover, but then there's also a lot of the side characters. I really hope that we can get to as many of those as possible because there were some good ones. And I'm also thinking specifically of Phoebe's first. David, there's a lot I hope we get to, but let's start with the main cast. And would you like to put the first one up to our vote?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Who do you want to go first on?
Let's do Rachel.
Rachel. Ooh, my girl's going to therapy.
Yeah, therapy.
She needs therapy so bad. I would never send Rachel to the void because we all love her. But the fact that she even thought about ending up with Ross at the end, and spoilers, okay, like I hope everybody's fucking seen the show.
It's like
at this point, if you haven't, I don't know.
Is it like
what
20
rock
or
you're
30
living
years
under,
old now?
But please, please don't knock us for the spoilers because if you haven't watched it yet, that's your own fault. Like, okay, it's not.
Oh God.
Yeah. I'm blaming you for the spoilers.
I agree.
But the fact that she even thinks about leaving her prestigious like job opportunity in France or something to stay back with Ross.
Oh my God.
Of all people who fucked up he fucked up their relationship around every corner that he could have.
Absolutely.
Like at every turn, he was just like, what's the worst possible thing I can do?
I'm
going to
do it. That.
Yeah. And it's like, girl, what are you waiting to find out? Like, he is not even serious about you. Like at the end of the day, like he's just not.
Isn't it crazy though? In the very beginning, I was rooting for them to get together. Like every episode,
of course,
I was like, this might be the episode. And it didn't happen. And then it was like, and then it turned into like, he's annoying as shit. I am so sick of him at this. You know, I got to a point where I was tired of him. He was a very funny character. But Ross, I'm going to say the void.
Ross is
because
definitely going to the void.
There was no helping him. It was all the things he went through.
There was no helping.
There was like.
It's true. If he didn't learn the life lessons through his like canon events that he clearly went through all throughout the show, like what's going to teach him?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Kick that man into the void. Sparta style.
Sparta style.
Okay, how about Joey?
Joey, therapy.
Therapy for sure.
I love Joey. Mm-hmm. Joey had issues, but
yes.
You know, he was great. He was a good friend. To me, he was. He took things seriously when sometimes he didn't take things seriously when he should, but overall, like you didn't feel he didn't strike me as like a betrayal friend or anything like that. He didn't take stuff seriously all the time, but he wasn't a bad friend. That's all I got to say about that. I don't know another way to put it. At least not to my knowledge. Like I mean, not from my point of view.
I actually think, like, controversial opinion, maybe, but I actually think if Rachel went to therapy and Joey went to therapy,
they would be perfect for each other.
I think they'd be perfect for each other.
I actually low-key liked when they hooked up, you know, that little thing they had.
It was forced at that point, it was. But like if they would have done it more thoughtfully, I really think it could have worked because they totally matched each other's freak, like energy in general.
I totally agree.
And although, like, there's definitely aspects of him where he's kind of like a man-child, but that's why I say post-therapy. Like, once they both figure each other, like, themselves out. And I think Rachel would need, I don't know, couple months in therapy, whereas Joey, it's like years, right? Years. But after that, I think they could have come together and just been like the funny couple.
I agree.
And been just like,
I agree.
Had a really cool dynamic. But I don't know, maybe I'm like blasphemous for saying that.
No, I agree. I actually agree.
Okay, yeah.
Chandler.
Who's next? Chandler also, I think, needs therapy, but by the end of the show, it's like I would say he's one of those people that learned from his canon events.
Definitely.
Yeah. He had a really good arc on that show. And like, I really, I mean, no notes on like his and Monica's relationship. Like,
oh, I love them together.
The way that, just the way that he was like ready to do anything for her. And like, he was like, yeah, of course I'm going to do that. Like, I don't care if I'm a simp or he was like the original guy who didn't care if he was a simp because he was that's Monica.
Yes.
Like, I've loved her forever.
Right.
Like, he was like what we all hoped Ross would be. I feel like to Rachel, I feel like Chandler was that
he
to
became
Monica.
that. Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is left?
Monica. And I think, isn't
and
she
Phoebe.
in therapy?
Yeah, Monica with therapy. I wouldn't throw her into the void. No.
I would never throw Monica into the void. I'm just saying she might have already been in therapy on the show. I don't know.
She was perfectly fine. Her mom used to nitpick with her. She was like, you know.
She definitely had like.
She had to deal with that stuff. Being the other sibling that was the so-called failure of the two. But I think she worked through that. Yeah, she was
wasn't
just
the failure. She was just the girl.
That's exactly it.
They clearly babied Ross.
They absolutely
which is part of his issues that he needs to go to therapy for. Or I mean, that
they praised him and
therapy couldn't fix. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting how in real life that plays out?
Oh, yeah.
You coddle the son and he
Yeah.
turns out to be like the worst person ever. And then the one that you cast aside turns out okay, you know?
Usually very successful, if anything.
Absolutely.
Like, they usually have a chip on their shoulder that no amount of success can fix, actually. So I'm really glad that she had that arc, too, of, like, learning to be more, well, being able to be more soft, like, being able to be more... And I hate to say that as in, like, this has nothing to do with, like, femininity or anything like that, but just literally as a human being, she used to have this, you know, guard up.
Yes, this hard exterior. Yeah.
Yes. And it was really nice, you know, seeing her be able to trust someone after being burned so many times.
And somebody who actually had her best interest at heart. It was just the best.
And really enjoyed her, like
really
liked her freak or whatever. Yeah, he was like, I love that she's so neat.
Right.
Like, I love that she's like crazy or whatever. Like, I love everything about her.
Right.
You just love to see that.
Absolutely.
As far as Phoebe, I'm kind of glad we saved her for last because I don't honestly...
She's perfect.
Like, she's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
Phoebe was perfect. Seriously.
Yeah.
She was honest. She was loyal. She was funny. She was a good friend. Like, there's nothing.
She was my favorite character sometimes.
She was my favorite character.
Yeah, me too. She was flawed sometimes, but like I think she
corrected herself.
Flawed in ways, yeah, exactly, that she was able to learn from because she had this open like perspective on the world.
Yes.
Like she wasn't very rigid about things, and I think that saved her a lot of like heartache and just a lot of like performative.
Right.
I don't know. She just never gave performative.
Never.
It was always
authentic, her authentic self.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, you know, people watching that show nowadays might think that she was being performative, but it's like, no,
that's just who she was.
That stereotype was not even like, the quirky girl stereotype was not a thing back then.
Right.
And so for them to write her character that way, like she was not supposed to be performative. She was supposed to be countercultural. And she was that.
Right.
And she, we were talking like kind of off air before we started recording that she was kind of the OG girl's girl.
Yeah.
Like she would give you the honest advice.
Yes.
She would, not the advice you want to hear, but the honest advice.
And she would do it with love.
And she would give you the shirt off her back too.
Absolutely.
And she would always have the man that she didn't care about. Like she clearly was like the queen of decentering men because she was like, if he can't hang with me, then I just don't want him.
Yeah, he's a loser.
Like that's the ultimate ick is like he can't handle my like quirk. Like she would never change herself for a man.
Remember the episode where Paolo, when Rachel was dating Paolo and he made a pass at Phoebe, he came in and get a massage and then he turned around and was naked.
So gross.
And the way she prepared Rachel to tell her that, I always loved that episode. I don't know, it was something about it, but she was like, here, try these cookies. And she's like, these are the best. She said, I never lie. And these are the best cookies that you're ever going to eat. And so she had Rachel. She said, I love my friends. I never lie. And these are the best chocolate chip cookies that you'll ever have in your life. So, or was it oatmeal raisin? I can't remember. Some kind of cookies. And then Rachel ate them. And she was like, oh my God, Phoebe, these are the best cookies I've ever had. So Phoebe's like, so which proves that I don't lie, right? And she was like, Paolo made a pass at me. And I was just like, oh my, and you could tell it, she did that part so well because you felt that she was hurt to have to tell her that because she knew how much Rachel really liked Paolo, even though he couldn't even speak a lick of English, by the way. But it was just that whole Paolo thing was funny to me in general until that happened. But the way Ross was, reacting, but that was just her friendship. And she was like that throughout the entire series. Like she was funny. She was my favorite, like funniest character. And she had all that going for her, but she was just a good friend and a girl's girl and a true girl's girl. And I think that's why she's my favorite character. I just loved her so much. I still do.
Yeah.
She's always going to be Phoebe. No matter like what I see her play in, she's always Phoebe.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I could not agree more. Let's see how many of these side characters we can get through before we get the wrap-up signal.
Gunther.
All right, so Gunther.
Who was Gunther again?
The coffee shop barista that was in love with Rachel. But she thought he was gay the whole time. But he wasn't. And he really liked her. And he was the one that told her about Ross not cheating on her. Well, they were on a break.
Yeah.
But he was the one. But he was the one that set that whole thing into motion because he told Rachel that Ross was there with somebody else and they went home together and stuff like that. So therapy or the void?
I'm going to say therapy still. Like, I'm going to go to therapy.
No, I would have to agree with you because I thought he did something shady, but it was just that. And I think that's he was being a girl's girl there. He was being a good friend.
Yeah.
Whether she could see that or not.
Right.
But yeah, I think he's a good character. I would definitely say like go to therapy though if you're like obsessed with someone for that long. And like he definitely seemed like he kind of had low self-esteem. Like he was very self-deprecating. So yeah, therapy for him. How about Janice?
Therapy.
Yeah.
I like Janice. But I guess therapy because she just the thing with her and Chandler, it was like the situationship that she just kept going back to, and it was just like, I'm gonna say therapy for Janice.
Definitely major therapy for Janice because I think that situationship will really have you messed up.
Yeah, it will.
Honestly, especially when the guy doesn't care.
Right, when you like him more than he likes you, it's just and he only dealt with her out of boredom every time. Every time. Oh,
and then every time he'd be like too cowardly to actually tell her.
Break it off with her. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you mentioned that Phoebe thing before we started recording. Like that Phoebe actually had to break up with her for him. And again, just a great example of being a girl's girl where it's like, hey, let me just do it because you're like not going to put this woman out of her misery. Clearly. Like you would rather pretend like you're moving to Yemen of all places and like
crazy.
That was so funny.
Oh my
God.
God.
Was like Yemen Street.
We still don't know what the hell she told Janice because she whispered something in her ear.
Yeah.
It's like.
But it's like the universal language that women speak. I don't know. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
Like, but it worked. That's the whole point. Okay, how about Richard, played by Tom Selleck, Monica's first love.
I can't remember what their problem was. What was their issue?
He was her dad's best friend.
Oh, okay.
He was fully like old enough to be her actual father because he was friends with her actual father.
The Void.
The Void, dude. You're a weirdo. You're going to date somebody. Oh my God, no. You're going to date somebody's kid that you know is like,
that
your
is
friend.
So weird. Like, what did her dad have to say about it? Did he not care?
He got real mad.
I can't remember.
Didn't he? Did she ever introduce him? Why is Ryan our resident like friends knowledge coordinator? He was mad at first, yeah.
But he got over it.
He definitely was. But that's bro code, you know? But that's like, how do you get over
but you can't, but
your friend?
I know, but it's like that is like worthy of not like never being friends again. Like don't speak his name.
You're a creep, dude. You're coming over to her like little apartment. She's got like roommates and shit. You're not embarrassed.
Yeah. Are you not embarrassed?
Are you not like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you not at least a little bit like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe there's like 8 billion other women in the world or whatever. Like maybe there's like, I know it's not 8 billion, but like maybe there's like billions of literal other women in the world. And I just have to be sleeping with this one. Also knowing damn well he was never going to commit to her.
Right.
Knowing damn well he was never going to like take it all the way and she was in love with him like that.
Even if he did, I wouldn't even like, even if he.
That's another one of those canon events. Because even if he did want her, it would be to be like a mommy baby or whatever. Would be just to be like a younger somebody to have kids with, like Al Pacino's just pumping them out right now. Please. 83 years old, nasty.
Literally one foot in the grave.
Literally. Why am I?
What they used to say back in the day, they used to say a person has one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel. Have you ever heard that one?
No, but that's amazing.
That's what I used to say when I was growing up. Oh my God, I can't.
Okay, so and they broke up because he didn't want kids. The nerve. Oh, you don't want kids. Like, she's the one that has to do everything. What you mean you don't want kids? Weirdo. Okay, how about Carol, who is Ross's first wife?
Carol was fine.
Yeah, Carol's great.
Yeah, she was fine.
I think Carol's just a victim of
Of what?
Whatever, like compulsory heterosexuality.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She didn't know she was gay because she just was doing whatever she thought she was supposed to be doing.
Right.
And then it wasn't until she was like deeply unhappy that she realized like,
this is not for
fuck
me.
This man and fuck the rest of them too. Like, yeah, this is not for me.
I wonder, was that Ross's like trigger point?
Villain story, villain origin story.
Yeah,
probably. Honestly, probably.
And then he had
really
a kid, and she
didn't
even want him really to be that involved for real.
That's why I'm saying he's always been a red flag.
Yeah,
like if I was Rachel, I'd be looking at that.
Yeah,
but you know, she was in her 20s.
Yeah.
So we know she wasn't. We know she was just kind of like, oh, here's this guy that's always been there for me. Like, I bet I can count on him. I bet I can, like, you know, I bet he'll treat me right.
I know.
Surprise.
I'm jumping ahead, but I actually like David, Phoebe's the scientist boyfriend. The one that
oh yeah, what was ever wrong with him?
Nothing.
She really loved
Nothing
him.
was wrong with him. He ended up moving to
Russia.
Yeah, it was Minsk. Is that in Russia?
That's in Russia.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so he moved to Minsk and they broke like on New Year's or something.
Mm.
Yeah. I remember thinking like, oh, it was so
right
hurtful.
person, wrong time.
Yeah. I didn't he come back later? Did he ever come back later? Yeah,
but he was still like doing that thing.
I really
like,
wanted them to work out, but it just didn't work out. Yeah.
They were a really cute case of like opposites attract.
Yeah.
And, like,
remember how they met?
It could have really worked. How did
she was
meet?
performing one of her crazy songs in the coffee shop, and I think he was over there talking to his scientist buddy while she was performing. And she said, "Excuse me, noisy boys." You know, and she told him to stop talking while they were while she was performing. And they kind of like locked eyes. I guess they had a moment in that moment. There was a moment they had, and then it just kind of became inseparable until he moved away. But yeah, I actually really liked him for her. I was sad that he couldn't stay.
He actually, so Mike, Phoebe's husband that she ends up marrying, he wins Phoebe back when David comes back from Minsk.
Okay.
And so in season 10, Phoebe and Mike later get engaged and start planning their wedding, but hit a few bumps along the way. The two end up getting married outside of Central Park in the middle of the winter season. Phoebe changes her name to Phoebe Buffet Hannigan, and they decide to have kids in the series finale. Hate that.
I was mad when Rachel had a baby.
Really? I didn't see. Rachel seemed like she wanted kids eventually, but I just could not picture. I'm mad anytime anyone
I
has
swear,
a baby,
every
so,
time
to be
I'm
honest,
just be like, can we ever just have a fully child-free woman?
No.
Kim Cattrall.
We can't. Who?
Kim Cattrall.
Yes.
What the hell was her name again? Shit.
Samantha. Yep.
Yeah, that was it. But they had to give her cancer. So
I know.
You know they had to punish her in some way.
Yeah. I hate that.
I know. It's so fucking
I definitely
annoying.
wouldn't have pegged like Phoebe as somebody who was like really excited to have kids. So is Mike going to therapy, the void, or is he fine? I like that she had men fighting over her.
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen, by the way, when you're not male-centered.
Yes.
Is you're not going to know.
You won't be able to beat him off with a bat.
I swear to God.
You won't be able to keep him away.
It's such a thing. Meanwhile, everyone else is like having trouble.
Getting a text back, as they like saying.
Yeah. Okay, I think this was pretty good. I mean, there's definitely some characters we could, but like, I mean, what did Ugly Naked Guy ever do to us? That was just kind of rude.
Well, Ugly Naked Guy never done anything. He was in the privacy of his own apartment, minding his own business. He has if you can't be naked in your own house, where can you be naked? And you have the right to not close your curtains if you don't want to. I mean, I would close my curtains, but if you don't want to,
I guess he wasn't like an exhibitionist on purpose.
Right.
Like they had to go out of their way to like
check him out.
Yeah. All right. Ugly Naked Guy gets a pass. Mr. Heckles, I mean, he died, so I guess he kind of gets a pass.
Didn't he die? Didn't he die in real life? Because isn't that why he died off the show?
He's still alive. No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They just killed him off in the show. I don't know why, but I feel like he was just a grumpy old man. He could have used some therapy for sure.
Remember the monkey episode and he didn't want to give the monkey back?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Listen, at some point, you're just old. You're just trying to live out the rest of your life in this like shitty apartment. And this fucking gang of people just
remember he had
all,
real quick. Remember he had all those bananas and he swore up and down he didn't have a monkey. And it was like, my monkey where? They were like, well then what's with all the bananas? He's like, potassium. Remember? Clearly you got that monkey in this house. Clearly. That was funny to me. I actually liked his grumpiness. He was one of those likable grumpy guys. I don't know. I liked it.
He gets a pass too.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Okay, well that wraps up Therapy or the Void, Friends Edition. And next time we'll either do He's Just Not That Into You edition, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll be a Shrek edition. Who knows? Who knows? I'm still holding out. I'm still holding out hope.
Cross the fingers.
Y'all will just let me
one of these
Shrek
days,
out on
one
Maine.
of these days
Come
you're going to
on.
get your Shrek, Lisa. It's okay.
Just want to get my Shrek
Y'all better
on.
vote for Shrek. Stop playing.
All right. All right. Well, let us give you our recommendation. We both watched the movie Weapons this past weekend. I believe it is available on HBO, and it's a very poignant. It's a horror film, but I wouldn't say it's that horror-y. It's just like it gets gory at parts, but I wouldn't say it's any more like it's kind of a thriller.
Right, it's more of a thriller
to me.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of symbolism in it. So look for the symbolism if you want to, or just have fun with it. I don't know. And then let's read off our poll results from last week. And this one had everything to do with the cool girl. We did a whole episode on this. If you haven't caught it, please do. I think it was, especially if you like this episode, the girl's girl, they're kind of holding hands. You know what I mean? They're kind of in the same boat. So the question was, have you ever caught yourself playing the role of the cool girl for male validation? And the answers were yes, but I didn't realize it at the time. Yes, and I knew it, but it felt safer that way. Not really, but I've seen friends do it. Or never, I was lucky enough to avoid that particular pitfall. We had a very clear winner.
Was it the first one or the second one? Okay, the first one. Okay.
It was the first one.
Yeah.
And I think, there is something about doing it for safety, but I really genuinely think that there was a time period that we collectively went through, especially as millennial women, where there was just so much pressure, where like being the cool girl was almost the new way to be a woman. Like it was like, you're not, it was just, you ain't cool unless you pee your pants. Like you're just, it was like you felt like that was just the new thing that we were all supposed to be. Like the modern woman drinks beer and eats pizza and watches sports and fits in with the guys. And I just think a lot of women, fell down that particular pitfall. And I'm happy for those who didn't. But I think just about every single one of us in a certain age range had just a little. Yeah. Just a taste, at some point. At least. Yeah. At some point, you tried to impress a man. We tried to impress a man by being cool. And, here we are now on the other side of that canon event, trying to warn the next generation. So
exactly.
So, thanks, y'all, for sticking around, and join us next week. We have an awesome slate of guests coming this next month. We are especially excited to have our friend Therese Lee on the pod.
Yes, I love
Can't
her.
wait to have Therese on. She has a new series. That's my other recommendation, is please check out her new series on her website. It is called Witches, Whores, and Rebels, a feminist history of patriarchal capitalism and how to burn it down. This is why I love Therese.
Yeah.
She just gets
right to the point. Yeah, every time.
We love her. So shout out to Therese. We'll have her on later this month. So keep an eye out for that, and definitely check out her new series. And to the rest of you, we will see you in Crumpets, where we will talk all about cheating and whether it is an offense that's punishable by death. All right. Love you. Bye.
I know, right?